Alright, welcome everybody to Sunday Morning Gentle. We're going to start today on our belly, right? So come there if it's comfortable to you. If being on your belly is absolutely not comfortable to you, right, and you don't want to start there, we can start in child's pose as an alternative, right? But if it's okay for you, lay on your belly right now. Right? Just take your head to one side or the other. If you want to cross your arms in front of you, you can, right? And find out. Find your place. Take your first few moments, get that focus to your breath. Let your breath start to take over. Get to that place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. Breath can guide you, ground you to your mat. You feel like you've got your full focus on your breath. Add that element of control to your breath. And just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Letting your breaths become longer, slower, and deeper. As you inhale, you can pull the breath all the way down to your belly. And as you exhale, you push it all the way out. This way, you can start to move with our breath. All right, so here's what we're going to do here as we start to move. All right, so you're here on your belly. Now we're going to take our arms out to a T. If you were here yesterday, right, if you watched yesterday, we did this as part of our stretching. We're going to do it as a little bit of a flow right now. So you've got those arms out to a T. Take your right ear to the ground so you're looking to the left. All right? And then take your left arm. You're just going to pull that left arm in by your chest, or left hand, right? So your elbow's bent, it's up to the sky, your left elbow. Push into your left palm. Just roll yourself over onto your right hip. Take your left leg and just tap that left foot back behind your right thigh, right? So your left foot kind of comes to the ground. Bend into your left knee. Put it on the ground. There you go. Now you all are doing it, right? Now, from here, you're just gonna roll right back over. Come back to your belly, and then take your left arm long, right? Now take your left ear to the mat. So you're looking to the right. We're gonna do the same thing going the other way. So you're gonna take your right hand to your chest, right? Push into your right palm, roll yourself over onto your left hip, bend into your right knee, and just tap those right toes down, back behind your left thigh. And then push off with those right toes, roll yourself back onto your belly. Take both arms out to a T, and then from here, you're gonna bring both hands into your chest, right? So your elbows are pointed straight back behind you, right? Hands are right by the chest, not by the shoulders, not by the waist. We're gonna take 3 baby cobras here. So as you inhale, you're just gonna lift up very, very slightly. You wanna feel it in your low back, like you could lift your hands off the mat if you wanted to, right? Don't try to press yourself up with your hands. And then as you exhale, just come back down, let your forehead tap to the mat. All right, do that twice more. Inhale, lift up, exhale, tap down. One more time. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale, tap down. As you tap down here, press into your palms, push yourself all the way back into child's pose. All right, just keep your arms extended. If your elbows are up off the ground, it's okay. We're not staying here, right? So don't get too comfortable. We're gonna do that whole sequence a couple more times. So you're gonna come forward, slither forward so you're all the way back on your belly. Once you get to your belly, take your arms out to that T. Right ear to the ground, looking left. Pull your left hand into your chest. Right, push into your left hand, roll yourself over onto your right hip, tap your left toes down, back behind you. Roll back over onto your belly. Take your other arm out, take your left arm out long, take your right arm to your chest, push yourself over onto your left hip, tap your right toes, come back around. Bring both hands to your chest, forehead to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Do it twice more. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. This time, inhale. Push yourself all the way up and back into child's pose. Just take a breath here, and then we're just gonna do that one more time through, right? So when you're ready, come forward, come all the way down to your belly. Let your arms go out long. Look to the left, so right ear down. Bring your left hand into your chest. Push yourself over onto your right hip. Tap your left toes. Come back onto your belly. Extend the left arm. Bring the right arm in. Push yourself over onto your left hip. Tap your right toes. Come back around. Bring both hands into your chest. Forehead to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Twice more. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Press into your palms. Bring yourself all the way back into your child's pose. Take a breath right there. And then from our child's pose, we're coming up into tabletop. All right, this time from your tabletop, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Come in to your first down dog of the morning. All right, spread your fingers wide like starfish. Point your fingers from the mat. Let your head drop between your shoulder blades. Add some movement here if you want to. Bend one knee, bend the other. Walking the dog. You sway your hips from side to side. There. You're gonna bend your knees. Look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward to your hands. Come to forward fold. All right, so now your belly's touching your upper thighs. Your head's hanging heavy and long. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. All right, now, as you inhale here, take a half lift monkey. And then as you exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing, all right? So we're gonna do this whole sequence 4 times today, not 3, right? Because what we wanna do, we're gonna switch sides and we wanna do it twice on each side. So it starts off like yesterday. You're gonna keep your left foot forward, take a big step back with your right foot. So you're gonna end up in a 5-pointed star facing over here towards the right wall, all right? Take your right hand, drop it to your right side, reach your left hand up and over. So a little side bend here. Now inhale, come back up to center, right? So you're back in 5-pointed star. You're gonna sweep your hands back behind you, interlace them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together, open your chest. And then take a back bend here, right? So push your knuckles towards the floor. Hips go forward, forward, chest and gaze go up to the sky. Inhale, stand tall. Now as you exhale, go all the way down here into a wide forward fold, taking your hands with you, letting them reach up and off your low back. Once you're all the way down, you're going to release your hands here to the mat. Keep your left hand planted on the ground. Take your right hand up to the sky. So you're twisting towards the back of the room. Let that right hand come down, your back and forward fold, right? And then keep both hands in the center. Bend your knees and start to send your hips back, right? Like you're going to squat all the way down. You don't have to come all the way down, just a little bit, just as much as is comfortable to you. And then lift your hands up, take them out to a T. And then drop your hands back down. Just turn your left toes back towards the front of the room. Walk your hands around so they're on either side of your left foot, and your right heel lifts. And so you're in a little runner's lunge here. All you're going to do, step your right foot back to meet your left. Come back to forward fold. All right, so let's try that on the other side. First, take a half lift into monkey. We fold back down. Swan dive all the way up. Come up to standing mountain. Now this time you're going to keep your right foot forward and you're going to step your left foot back. So we're coming into a 5-pointed star. So turn both of the toes towards the left wall. You guys all got your back to me here in the studio. It's okay, right? You know where you're going. You're going to take your left hand, drop it to your left side, reach your right hand up and over. All right, so take a little side bend. Then inhale, come up tall, back to 5-pointed star. Sweep your hands back behind you and interlace them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together, lean back, take your back bend. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, dive all the way forward. Right, hinge at the hip. Let your hands come up and off your low back with you. Come right up and over your head. Once you get all the way down, release your hands, plant them on the mat. Keep that right hand planted. Take your left hand up to the sky, so you're twisting towards the back of your mat. Let that left hand come down, and then plant both hands on the mat. You can use a block for this part if you want to, right? Just so you can start to bend your knees and push your hips back. You don't have to turn your toes like we do in Goddess, right? Keep your toes pointed towards the left. And then when it feels okay, take your arms up and you reach them out into a T. Right? Now, keep your little squat here. Drop your hands down. You're just going to walk yourself back around towards the top of your mat, so towards your right foot. Right? Just come into a runner's lunge. And then you step your left foot forward to meet your right, and you're back in forward fold. All right, so we're going to do that one more time on each side. So really we do it 4 times through, right? So let's take our half lift into monkey. Fold back down. Swan dive all the way up. All right, we take the step back with our right foot, so you face the right wall. In 5-pointed star. Take your right hand, drop it to your right side, reach the left hand up and over. Come back up to 5-pointed star. Bring both hands back behind you and release them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together, take your back bend here. Lean back, looking up, and then come up tall, and then dive all the way down. Let your hands lift up and off your low back. Release your hands to the ground. Plant that left hand on the mat. Take your right hand up to the sky. Twist towards the back of the room to the right. Let that right hand come down. Plant your hands and then bend your knees. Send your hips as far back and down as you can. And then let those hands scoop out to a T. Drop your hands down and then just walk it back into a runner's lunge towards your left foot. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. You're back in forward fold, all right? So we just gotta do that one more time on the other side. Take a half lift. Fold back down. Swan dive up. And then from there, you're gonna step back with your left foot, come into this 5-pointed star facing the left wall, right? From 5-pointed star, left hand comes to your left side. Right hand reaches towards the front of the room. Come back up, sweep your hands back behind you and release them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together, lean back, look up, back bend, and then we dive all the way forward into your forward fold. And those hands come up, off your low back. Release your hands here, take that twist to the back of the room. Right hand plants, left hand goes to the sky. Drop the left hand down, both hands plant, so you can start to bend your knees, send those hips back and down. And then sweep your hands out to a T. Let your hands come back down. You're walking it back towards your left, or towards your front foot. That's your right foot now. There we go. So walk it back towards the right foot, and then step the left foot forward to meet the right. We're back in forward fold at the top of your mat. All right, now from here, take another half lift. Just reset. Shoulders even with the hips. And then fold back down. Now here, we're going to come up into our chair. So you're going to bend your knees. Send your hips back and down. Peel your upper body up. Reach your hands forward. All right? So hopefully you can do this. Now you can start with your hands at heart center. If if you need to for this, right? Or you can have them reaching straight ahead of you. Here's what we're gonna do, right? You're in your chair. Now you're gonna lift your right heel, right? So just press into the balls of your right foot. And then you're gonna bend into your left elbow and then just kind of twist to the right. So you can bring that left elbow to the inside of the right knee, right? And then you're coming back into chair, dropping your right heel, reaching both hands forward, right? If you start with your hands at heart center, it's gonna look like this. You're gonna lift your left heel, and then you're gonna bring your right elbow over to the inside of your left knee, and then bring it back to your version of your regular chair, right? So we're just gonna do that twice more, all right? Lift the right heel, touch the right knee with the left elbow. Come back to chair. Lift the left heel, touch the left knee with the right elbow. Come back to chair. One more time, right? Right heel lifts, twist to the right. The heel, come back to chair. Left heel lifts, twist to the left. Drop the left heel, come back to chair. Take one more deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're gonna straighten your legs. Drop your hands to the mat. Come back to forward fold. All right, now just grab a block here. You guys are in forward fold, get nice and deep. Hopefully you'll be able to notice that you're getting deeper now than you were the first time we came into this today. Right? When you're ready, keep your right foot forward. Step way back with your left foot. We're coming into a runner's lunge here. Myself all the way on the camera. All right, there we go. And once you're here, you're gonna drop to your left knee. So if you need to pad under your left knee, do that now. Let your left knee come down. Make sure it's back behind your left hip. You're gonna let that left foot flatten. Right knee is right over the right ankle. Right? So let's walk ourselves up here. You're gonna bring your right hand to your right knee. And then take your left hand, put it on top of your right. Push straight down onto that right thigh so you can bring yourself up. Right, maybe you just stay right here. If you want to, you can take your hands up to the sky. Right, but then from there, we're gonna go into our half pyramid. So you're gonna push your right leg all the way straight. Let your right toes move up off the mat. Drop your hands down on either side of your right leg. Fold over your right leg in this half pyramid. Right, you can use your block if you want. There's a little steadiness, but make sure you're squaring your hips. Push that right hip forward, draw that left hip back. Now, I want you to stay right here, right, but lift your chest slightly. Here's what we're gonna do, right? You've still got that right leg extended. Bring your left hand outside your right thigh. Here's one of the twists. Here's the perfect place to use your block, right? My block right there. I'm gonna put my hands on the block if I need to. Twist your chest all the way to the right and look over your right shoulder. Feel that stretch now go up the side of your right leg, hopefully. All right, now bring it back around here, right? So both hands are on either side of your right leg. Now you're just gonna bend back into your right knee. Bring your right knee right over your right ankle. Walk your hands on either side of your right foot. All right, we're gonna come into a twisted lunge here. Now you have the option, you can keep that left knee down, or if you wanna tuck your left toes under and come up off your left knee now, you can, right? But you're planting that left hand on the inside of the right foot, taking the right hand up to the sky. And you could use your block here underneath your left hand, if that makes it better for you. You're stacking your shoulders over your chest towards the right side of the ring. All right, now let that right hand drop, right? Everybody's gonna come up off their left knee here, so if you haven't come off it already, do that now. And then drop your left heel so that your left toes point to the left, right? We're gonna come up into reverse warrior here, so you can lead with your left hand, reach it forward, let it rainbow around. It's gonna come along your left thigh, and that right hand is gonna reach up and over. So keep bending deeply into your right knee. Here you can look back over your left shoulder, or you can look up at your right fingertips, whatever feels good. Bending, bending, bending into that right knee. And then we're gonna drop down, bring your right elbow to your right knee. Take your left hand, bring it straight up to the sky. So you're here in this side angle. Shoulder stacked, chest open towards the left side of your mat. Now, pull your torso up. As your torso starts to pull up, push your left leg all the way straight. Take your hands, sorry, your right leg, up to the sky. grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull back into Sky Archer. Right, so your left toes are still pointed to the left. Right toes are still pointed to the front of the room. I just moved my blocks so you guys can see my right foot. My right toes are still pointed totally to the top of the mat. And then you're going to release your hands, just bend into your right knee. Take your arms long, come to warrior two. Look right over the middle finger on your right hand. Oh, the lights went off. So keep that right knee going towards the pinky toe side of the foot if you're looking over the middle finger on your right hand. Right? And you can see yourself in the mirror. You shouldn't be able to see your left hand. It's disappearing behind you. Shoulders that stacked. Right? Once you're here, just let your hands cartwheel all the way around. Drop them on either side of your right foot. Turn those left toes forward, and then bring your left foot forward to meet your right. Bring it back to forward fold. All right, we're going to do that again on the other side, right? So if you want to, take a half lift into monkey, just to reset your back. Pull your shoulders even with your hips. Then fold back down. Now, keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot way back behind you. Come to runner's lunge. Now we're going to drop down here to our right knee at first. Angle myself over here so you guys can see everything. Right. And then when you're ready, you're just going to drop down to that right knee. Let your right foot flatten. Put your left knee over your left ankle. Right knee back behind the right hip. All right, so we're going to bring ourselves up into that kneeling crescent at first. So you take your left hand, bring it to your left knee. Take your right hand, put it on top. Push into your left knee. So you can rise up, right? It's like you're trying to push your chest all the way up. Now you can stay right here. If you want to, sweep your hands up to the sky. And then we're going to go to that half pyramid. So you let your left leg straighten all the way. Let your left toes flip up off the mat. And then drop yourself down so your hands are on either side of your left foot. When you use a block, you can. You don't have to. You're pushing your right hip back towards your right heel. The more you bring it back, the more you're going to feel it. You don't want to sit down on your right heel, even if you could, right? Because that will take the stretch out of it. We want to keep that stretch in the left hamstring. But do square your hips, right? Draw that left hip forward. Push that right hip back. Take 2 breaths here. Draping your body over that left leg. So right now you should have your nose coming towards your left knee. All right, now lift your chest slightly here. So you're coming up, and then take your right hand. You're going to move it to the outside of your left leg. Here's where you can use your block, okay, if you have one. Turn your chest towards the left side of the room. Look over your left shoulder. Again, this should take the stretch to the outside of your left leg, your left hamstring. Now untwist here, bring it all back to center. Right, and now we're going to bend into that left knee. Bring your left ankle over your left knee. Walk your hands on either side of your left foot. Right, tuck your right toes under here. Walk off your right knee. And then we're going to come to that twisted lunge. I shouldn't say that, right? You have the option. You can stay down on your right knee for this part if you want. Right, but plant your left hand on the inside of your right foot. Take your right, no. Plant your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. There we go, I said it right. Use your block if you want to, underneath your right hand. Just get into that twist. Shoulders stacked, chest open, crown of the head towards the mirrors, towards the front of the room. All right, now from here, everybody's going to come up off their right knee. Okay? Let your left hand come down outside your left foot. Drop your right heel so your right toes are pointed to the right. Lead with your right hand. Cartwheel yourself open into warrior two. So deep, deep bend in that left knee. Looking right over the middle finger on the left hand. Oh, we're supposed to go all the way to reverse warrior. We're coming to warrior two later. Let your right hand keep going down your right thigh. Reach that left hand way back, right? But don't let that mean that you straighten your left knee, right? Keep bending into your left knee. There we go. Now, you can take your left hand, wrap it behind your back. Your right hand, if that feels better, right? You can look over your right shoulder. You can look up at your left fingertips. Bend more deeply into that left knee, right? I'm telling you this because you're going to want that little shelf here for this next thing we do as we drop the left elbow down to the left thigh. And then we take the right hand up to the sky. So your shoulders are stacked, chest is open towards the right side of the room. here, we're gonna come to Sky Archer, right? So you're starting to peel your torso up first, right? Then you straighten out your left leg. Then take your left hand up to the sky. Don't move your feet at all. Just grab your left wrist with your right hand. Pull towards the back of the room into your Sky Archer. Let that whole left side body open up. All right, now we're gonna take it into our Warrior Two, right? So you release your hands, let them go out to that T position, and then bend deeply into that left knee. Send that left knee towards the pinky toe side of the foot, right? That's important. You don't want that knee caving in towards your body. So bad for your knee. I can feel it straight already as I'm demonstrating for you, right? So I'm gonna push it open. Sink low. Shoulders right over the torso. All right, and then when you're ready here, now you're gonna cartwheel your hands around and land on either side of your left foot. Turn your right toes forward. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Come back to forward fold. Now this time, from our forward fold, we're going to toe heel our feet out wide to the edges of the mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out. Then once you're there, you can bend your knees and drop your hips. Come into your lunges in a squat. Right? I actually have a block today, right? Sometimes I forget to get one. So this is an option, right? You can sit down on your block. Makes the pose a lot better. Now, if that's not great for you, you don't have to stay there, right? If you don't like this pose with or without a block, you always have the option to drop all the way down to your glutes and come to down ankle. So you decide, right? Do you want to be in mountain ankle? Do you want to be in a full squat, or do you want to be in a squat with block? Since I have a block today, I'm going to come here with the block underneath my hips and stay right here. All right, wherever you are, close your eyes. And just take this moment here to reconnect with your breath. Notice if you still have that full focus on your breath. Notice if you still have full control of your breath. If you lost either of those things, oh, now we have lights again. This is your chance to reassert. Slow your breaths again, lengthen them again, deepen them again. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Now from here, we're going to come around, right, wherever you are, drop down to your glutes. This will be our core work for today. It's not that bad, I promise, all right? But you're going to lay all the way down on your back, all right? And you're going to bring your legs to floating table. That means knees over the hips, calves parallel to the ground. Now your hands, right, I want you to bring them to your sides. So like this. Now, as we're here, right, if you want to make this more, you can lift your head and shoulders like I'm doing right now, but my hands are still on the mat, so I'm not here, right? I'm here, pressing the palms into the mat. Right, it's going to make it a little bit more if you need to. Like I said, if it feels like too much, then you let your head and shoulders stay down the whole time, all right? Now, you've got those legs ready, a perfect floating table. I'm going to move back a little bit, see me better with the camera. All right, so here we go. Now, we're going to take our right leg, right? You're going to kick your right leg all the way long, so your right heel is just hovering the mat. Yeah, my right foot went off camera. That's okay, my right heel is hovering the mat, it's not resting on the mat, right? And I'm gonna pull that right knee back in. So it's right over my hips, right? So I don't want your knees to come all the way in, your tailbone should lift off the mat. Keep them right at that perfect floating table. Now take your left leg, do the same, kick it long. Right, see my left toes are flexed, my left heel is just hovering the mat. Pull that left leg back in, right? Now do both legs. Kick them both out together. Now they might not go as low, right? This is harder. So maybe they're a little bit higher up, right? Maybe yours are here, maybe you get them low, maybe they can hover the mat. Find your spot. Pull them back in, right to floating table, knees over the hips. All right, so that's the whole sequence. So like I said, it's not very complicated. We're just gonna do it 3 more times. So right leg goes long, hovers the mat, pull it back in. Left leg goes long, hovers the mat, pull it back in. Both legs go long, hover the mat, pull them back in. All right, twice more. Right leg long, hovering the mat, pull it back in. Left leg long, hovering the mat, pull it back in. Both legs long, pull them back in. We do that 1 more time. Right? So take your right leg, kick it long, hover the mat, bring it back in. Take your left leg long, hover the mat, bring it back in. Take both legs long, bring them back in. All right, now, as you come back to floating table here, everybody lets their head and shoulders come down, so everything's relaxed onto the mat. Kick both legs up to the sky. You're basically in waterfall right now, right? But then take your arms out to a T. Now your arms are out long again. Let your legs open up here, so I want you to let them fall open, right? So you're keeping them in line with your hips, right? So we're not way down here, right? But they're coming open as wide as you can. It's this little V. All we're gonna do here, you're gonna bring your legs back together so your heels are right over your hips. They're gonna touch together, right? And then open back up. Right, just do that 3 more times. Bring your heels together, open up. Heels together, open up. 1 last time. Bring your heels together, and then open up. Now this time as you're all the way open, you're gonna start to bend into your knees, and then bring your knees together into your chest. All right? Take your hands to the crease of your knees. We're gonna rock ourselves up to seated here. All right, now come around into tabletop, all right? We're gonna do a little stretching pose here. This one's called shoelace. We've done it before. It works great for some people. For other people, it's hard to get into. I'm gonna show you a couple of alternatives, okay? So let's start with the full shoelace. We're in tabletop. Your hands are shoulder width distance apart, your knees are hip width distance apart. Now, you're gonna take your left knee, lift it up, cross it over your right knee, right? So my left knee came down. Now from there, I'm gonna take my feet wide, right? Making a big V, so that I can then push myself back and sit my hips down in between my heels, right? So I look like this. It's not the best that it possibly could be, but I can get into the pose, right? You don't want to be sitting on your heels, right? Your heels should be off to the sides, right? If this is okay for you, right, then you're gonna stay right here. Now, if you couldn't get here or it looks really awkward or your hips aren't on the ground, then what you're gonna do, right, you're gonna take the bottom leg, that's your left leg, and just kick it forward, right? And keep that right knee on top of the left, so you're gonna look like this, right? If you need to go there, go there. Wherever you are, you're gonna start to walk yourself forward, fold over your right thigh, right? Whether you extended your left leg or not, your right leg should be the one on top, all right? So I'm gonna come full version. If I had my left knee back here, it would be here. Now maybe you can go all the way forward, right? And your belly's touching that right thigh and your chin's coming over your right knee. If that's you, that's where you should go. If you don't get that far, it's okay, right? You're gonna feel some sensation in your right hip. That's what we want. So you got that after walking your hands forward 1 inch. If you're getting it just right here, without even moving that far forward, then that's fine. Stay right there. You take 4 more breaths here. Slowly start to come back up, right? Now, maybe you can stay right here, right? Maybe now you need to kick that left leg forward, or your other option is to come into full easy sit, right, which is like this. whatever you're doing, right leg is in front, right? If you can stay in the shoelace, stay in the shoelace. If you need to kick that left foot forward, kick that left foot forward. We're gonna twist to the right. So you're just gonna take your right hand, bring it back behind you. So your right hand's back behind your right hip. Now, your left hand's gonna come over, right? Your left arm, I should say, right? Sweep it across your body. Now, I'm here in the shoelace, right? I'm gonna press my left arm against the outside of my right thigh. I can push my chest open to the right and look over my right shoulder. Now, if maybe you have that left leg extended, you can do the same thing, right? Or you're here in easy sit, right? You're just taking that left hand outside your right knee. So all different options. Here, come back to center. All right, and now we're going to switch out our legs, right? If you can roll over your legs, whatever version you're in, right, and I come right back into tabletop, you can do that. If you want to unwind your legs first, bring it around to tabletop, you can do that. Right? Now this time you kind of probably know where you want to go, and that's fine, right? The idea here would be that now we lift the right knee up, and we take it back behind the left, take the legs out wide, and then walk it back into your shoelace with your left leg on top, right? So again, here's your options. Ooh, I'm worse on this side, but it's okay. I can still sit here, right? But if I need to, I can always kick my right foot forward, so my left leg's on top. Or, right, your other option, if none of this feels good, is to always just come into easy sit. If you come to easy sit, this time you want to make sure that your left leg is in front of your right, okay? So those are all the different options. Start to walk it forward here. I went to the wrong side. No, I didn't. I want the left leg on top. I can't remember anymore. Your left leg should be on top. Left leg should be on top, wherever you are, right? Walk forward. There we go. So now you're feeling that sensation in the left hip. You can always use your block here. Let your hands rest on the block. You don't have to. You can have your hands on the ground. Here, come all the way back up. Now, as we come back up here, we're going to take that twist. Right, again, if you need to change it, and you need to kick your leg out, and it wasn't before, you need to just come to easy sit, you can do that. Take your left hand, bring it back behind you, take your right arm, and again, if you're still here in the full shoelace, just press that right arm against the outside of your left thigh and look over your left shoulder. Right? It's the same, basically, if you have that right foot kicked forward. If you're in easy sit, you just take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. To the side. More breaths. All right, now bring it back to center here. Now this time, wherever you are, you're in full shoelace, you got one leg extended, or you're in easy sit, I want you to bring both legs just straight out in front of you. Right, so like this. Sit up nice and tall, maybe you gotta rock back and forth a little bit. Really feel those sit bones, those bony bones in the back of your glutes pressing into the mat. Take your hands up to the sky, turn your palms towards the front of the room, and then you're just gonna fold forward. Right. If you can grab your feet, that's great. If your hands didn't land on your feet, it's okay. Maybe on your ankles, they're on your shins, they're on your knees. You can use your breath to get a little deeper, right? As you inhale, you lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, maybe you can get a little bit deeper. So try that a couple times. You inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull deeper. And it can help you move your hands a little bit further forward. Get yourself just a little deeper into the pose. Right? Maybe even after you do that a couple times, you're still not grabbing your feet. Remember, that's not the goal, right? But you want to feel this nice deep stretch in your hamstrings, the back of your legs. That's the goal. Right? Don't feel this in your low back, right? Your low back is screaming at you right now. push yourself all the way forward. But that's your back taking on the work that we want the hamstrings to do. So if it's in your back it off a little bit. Lift your chest a little more. Let your hands slide back. Okay, pretty soon we're going to have disco lights here. They're doing their own thing. Take 4 more breaths. From here, you're slowly going to peel all the way up. All right, as we get all the way up here, now bend into your knees. Right, you can have your feet on the ground. Your feet are going to be at the very top of your mat. And we're going to come down in onto our back, right? So reach your hands forward, tuck your chin to your chest, let yourself round all the way down until you're laying on your back. Let your hands come to your sides, palms face down. Walk your heels in, closer to your glutes, as close as you can get them. And you're going to press all 4 corners of both feet into the mat, lift your hips up to the sky. So I'm here on this basic bridge right now, right? You want to tuck your shoulders at least slightly so that your chest puffs open. If you want to take a block and slide it underneath your hips so that you're in a supported bridge, that's an option. If you're in an unsupported bridge and you want to make this really deep, you can work one entire shoulder and the other underneath your body, clasp your hands underneath your body, block out of the way so you can see, right? Try to push our hips just a little bit higher. The higher we push our hips, right, the more we increase the flexibility of the back. So either you're using the leverage of the block to do that, if you're here in a supported bridge, or you're using the strength in your legs. If you're in an unsupported bridge, engage your quads, engage your glutes, engage your hamstrings. So find your spot. Let's take 4 more breaths here. When you're ready, slowly, if you're an unsupported bridge, let your hips come back down to the mat. All right, if you're in a supported bridge, you like that block under your hips, you want to keep it there for waterfall, that's an option. You can keep it right there. Right? But we're going to take our feet, kick them straight up to the sky. Flex your feet like you're going to step on the ceiling. So I'm here in waterfall, right? If I have the block underneath my hips, I'm just in a supported waterfall. My hips are slightly higher, slightly elevated. It's making it a little bit more intense. So you can be in waterfall or supported waterfall. If you need it a lot more intense, you can come to full shoulder stand. That's where you lift your hips up on your own. Put your hands in the small of your back. So you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. Okay, so you can be in shoulder stand. You can be in supported waterfall. You can be in regular waterfall. Whatever feels the best to your body. Listen to your body. It will tell you where it wants to go. We're all getting the great inversion benefits here, getting that increased circulation, sending the blood from the feet to where it pools all day, back driving the heart where we need it more. We're getting that naturally decreased blood pressure. We're flooding the body with all sorts of anti-aging, anti-stress hormones. Ready to come out of this, whatever version you're in, we're all going to come out of it the same way. Bend your knees, let them scrape right along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. All right, lift your hips up off the mat. Slide that block out from underneath you if you still have the block. Right, so now we're here back in this constructive rest position. We're going to come to happy baby. So your feet are going to come up to the sky again. Right, this time you're going to separate your feet, maybe slightly or maybe a lot, that's up to you. You're gonna bend your knees, maybe slightly or maybe a lot, that's up to you. Reach up for your same foot with your same hand. If you don't reach the foot, grab the ankle, the shin, the knee, however you make that connection, it's good. And once you've made it, we're gonna rock from side to side, giving ourselves a little spinal massage. good doing the rock. You don't have to do it. You can stay still. Or change your leg position for these last couple of breaths. You can. Find somewhere where this feels really amazing. 2 more breaths. And from there, we're going to take the knees, hug them all the way into the chest. And we're going to take our final twist here. So let your arms go out long, like wings, that T position. And then as you exhale, drop your knees to the right. Take your chin and your gaze to the left. If you want to make this more, you can take your right hand, press the knees closer to the earth, or extend your legs so your toes come towards your right fingertips. Okay, whatever you're doing here, make sure you're keeping that left shoulder anchored. That's what's giving you the twist. Now on your next inhale, you're going to bring your knees back to center. Let your knees go to the left as your chin and your gaze go to the right. Again, same thing here. Maybe you make it deeper by taking that left hand and pressing the knees closer to the earth, or by extending your toes toward your left fingertips. Keep that right shoulder anchored, right? We always finish off with this twist. It seals up our practice. Lets our bodies remember everything that happened today. So next time we come practice, it's all a little easier and we go everywhere a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, pull your knees back to center one last time. You can hug them into your chest if you would like. And then we're going to set up for our final pose here, our Shavasana. Right? So your legs extend long, the hands come to your sides. That's your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. If you're not comfortable flat on your back, you don't have to stay there. Right? You can bend your knees, you can butterfly your legs, you can roll to your side, you can roll to your belly. Just find somewhere to be where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still. Most importantly, where your mind can be able to go perfectly quiet. Now, if you're here in the studio, I'll give you a little spritz on your towel with the sandalwood citrus. Sandalwood will relax you. Citrus will keep you suddenly energized. Sleep. Now, if you're at home, you have a towel, put the towel over your eyes, right? Or your shirt, whatever. Right? Anything to get you just a little bit deeper into your Shavasana. If you don't have anything, just close your eyes. You want to start to withdraw from your senses a little bit here. Withdrawing from your senses is not the same as turning off the senses. We can't turn off the senses, even if we wanted to. They're our warning system. They give us information about our environment. Right? But you withdraw from them enough that you don't feel the need to react to every piece of input that they're giving you. What you want in Shavasana is to get to a place where even if the lights came all the way on and then went all the way off, now that would never happen, right? You wouldn't notice anymore. You would notice, but you wouldn't react to it. It wouldn't matter. Right? Same thing. If I turned the music all the way up and it was blaring, you would notice, but you'd still be lying there quietly. Right? When you truly, truly learn to withdraw from your senses, to not react to every piece of sensory input that comes at you, that's when you can find your true quiet of the mind. slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, you take your arms overhead, do a nice full, deep body stretch. And from there, just roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Take a couple breaths, just reacclimate to our space. Let the sights and the sounds in the room come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. But then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated, and we will close here. So we're going to close just with our Tubamari breaths, and then an Om, the Mari breath. We inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. The Om is the universal syllable, uses all parts of the throat. You can join me in these breaths, so you can just listen. Well, let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time and Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right. So I will see you all on Wednesday night for some yin. Liza will be here tomorrow morning with her Payo, and Heidi will be here tomorrow night with more gentle if you need that. Okay. Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.